So there are two different type of soda drinkers. There's Pepsi lovers and then there's Coke lovers. Well, guess what? Coke is actually coming back in full force and taking a lot of the market share away from Pepsi. Guess what? That means more layoffs. That means sales are going to decline. And if that wasn't bad enough, a major retailer here in the United States who used to serve Pepsi products is now moving to Coca-Cola. I'll explain more on that in just a moment. But look at this. Just the other day, we learned that Pepsi is going to end manufacturing at a Detroit plant and lay off all the manufacturing workers. This means we are going to see a major portion of that plant just completely get shut down. Now, here's the interesting thing. I want to read this to you. It says right here, more than 80 workers are being laid off from PepsiCo Inc. manufacturing plant in Detroit. It says PepsiCo in a Wednesday statement announced it is closing its manufacturing, transport, and maintenance operations at the Detroit site. It says the bulk of the affected employees, 51, work in operations technicians. According to filings, their last day of work is listed as September 27th. Now, I believe that we are going to see more layoffs from PepsiCo over the next month or two. But this is where things get concerning. PepsiCo has more than 300,000 employees. If they let go of a small percentage, let's just say they let go of 2%, that's over 6,000 employees they are going to lose. Just a 2% move. But if they decided to let go of 10%, which is really possible, that could be a huge move. That could be over 30,000 employees. But look at this. It says PepsiCo eliminates some roles in North American business. They are now trying to become more efficient. According to the company, they say they want to become more efficient and consumer-centric. So what does that mean? Well, that means to become more efficient, you have to let go of certain employees. You have to start to use technology, systems, AI. That's what you have to do. But that was all before. Again, all this planning and becoming more efficient and consumer-centric, that's going to be difficult because, like I said in the beginning of this video, a major retailer who used to go with Pepsi products is now going to move towards Coca-Cola. Look at this right here, because this is where it actually is becoming an issue. It says Costco switches from Pepsi to Coca-Cola at food courts nationwide. Now, that doesn't mean that Costco is going to make a lot more money because of Coca-Cola. That doesn't mean Coca-Cola is going to see a large surge in price or in their revenue because Costco is buying Coca-Cola from them. It's going to be a little bit of an uptick. But the big change is all the manufacturing, the Pepsi products that were going to Costco previously. Guess what? They're not going there anymore. So you're going to see a massive decline. And all those people that used to love Pepsi, guess what? You can't go to Costco and get it at the food court. You got to go and buy the cases. Some people aren't going to do that because they don't love Pepsi that much. So we may see sales decline there even further. And if we see the switch from Pepsi to Coca-Cola, one of the other possibilities is people that haven't had Coca-Cola in years decide, you know what? I'm going to try this. They try it, love it, and then they're now a Coca-Cola drinker. Well, that could be an issue. But guess what? People are going to lose their jobs. It's just the way it is. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. We are going to see thousands and thousands of people lose their jobs very soon because Pepsi won't need them because they are trying to scale back. And a big one is they are moving more of their manufacturing to Mexico. Look at this. It says PepsiCo joins Hecho in Mexico plans as U.S. $100 million investment. Okay? The Made in Mexico program, reaffirming its ongoing investment plans, including a previously announced $100 million investment in the state of Mexico between 2023 and 2025. one of the things that you need to understand here, Mexico put, I believe this was back in 2010 or something like that. I believe they invested PepsiCo invested like $4 billion into Mexico. Then I think in 2019 they invested another like $3 billion into Mexico. They're now planning on another $100 million investment into Mexico. One of the issues here is the tariffs that could be hit, that could go into onto these products coming from Mexico into the United States. So that's something that we do have to look out for. But this is only going to escalate the situation. This is only going to intensify the layoffs. But just look at this.
Will you sit with me? Just for a minute. Hold some space. I had a really shitty afternoon at work. Late morning, I had a calendar invite added to my schedule meeting.
You know what that means?
15 minutes for the afternoon. And it was exactly what I knew was coming, right? When I saw that meeting invite pop up on my calendar, I knew exactly what was coming. Our new CFO got on, a call, and basically with the HR rep, let me know that my job is no longer needed, that my duties have become redundant, and I'm...
Yeah. You're going to see that more and more often. And not just from companies like PepsiCo or Coca-Cola or any of these other ones. That you're going to hear from the HR reps and a termination specialist that your job is no longer needed. Your duties have become redundant. Other people can actually take those on themselves. What you're about to see is the spikes in layoffs are about to increase because sales for many companies are going to decline. So right now that millions and millions of Americans are struggling just with the high cost of living. They're looking for other places for employment that are going to pay their pretty much what they need just to live. And as this happens, we are going to see changes in the market. So as these changes occur, just be prepared because again, companies are realizing very quickly that they hired too many people over the past several years and now they're trying to scale back. And by scaling back, we've already seen it from the federal government. We've also seen it from UPS as well, where they are offering buyout programs, okay? Buyout incentives, where UPS just recently announced they're going to give you $1,800 a year that you've worked there 10 years, and you decide to accept their buyout offer, well, you'll get $18,000. Yeah, that's what you're going to get. So we'll see what happens moving forward, but what I can tell you right now is people are still losing their jobs. And now it's not just in the tech sector, and it's not just in automotive. It is everywhere, and we need to be prepared.